somehow the video got cut off. Interesting, right? Because I really just today updated my storage of my iCloud. Like literally this morning. Because it was full and it was like, Apple's very strange. Apple keeps eating the money for the storage, but somehow you buy storage. And then your storage is gone, but you still have all the footage. But somehow you cannot get the footage. It's very odd. I will never understand until somebody really explains it to me. But anyways, let's get back to the topics, because I ask you, do you think Coca-Cola should keep making Coca-Cola? Because I don't want them to. And I have given them more options, which is they fully end every production of Coca-Cola, or they start working with me and I do something different, creative with it. So like, yes, they have to stop making it, of course, but then I will make something creative with Coca-Cola. That's up to all of us. But the third option is they keep making it but without the Coke. They make it without the Coke. Why not? Because now they make everyone sick who drinks it. Right now I'm looking at a fridge called Fritz Cola, which is a brand from I don't know which country, but they have it a lot here in Rotterdam, so I don't remember from which country, but it's also cola. But I bet there's no cocaine in there. I looked it up. I had to see what Fritz Cola is online, so where it is coming from, and intentionally, with attention, a lot of tension on Germany made this. I have a German last name, and check this. I clicked on this link and look, nothing, gone. And I have to figure that out still, so I'm not gonna say that's not in there, but still, it's way better. It's not even called Coke. Why sell a drink called Coke with Coke? Whoever made that is not even allowing his own family to drink it. So you make poison, but you don't want to poison your family. You make poison, but you don't want to poison your family. He already did though, but anyways. I was telling you this because this is written in case 777. And not only this, case 777 is an online magazine that you can download for free, and I update the chapters as I write it, so you can always find a refreshed version on my website. But CASE stands for Criminal Activations Starring Everyone, because indeed everyone is involved. Everyone is touched by crimes that I put in there, because I'm not the one who's doing the crime. I'm not the one making people sick. I'm getting sick of them, the people who are in it. And real people are in there. I put real names in there. But before some names are revealed, I actually given them a fake name, so like a book personage, where people are having a name from God. I mean, I listen to my intuition. What are they supposed to be called? Well, God gave me a name, I put it in there. And when it is their time to be revealed, I expose the real name. And a lot of names have already been exposed. So because they are exposed, it's hard to hide them. It's hard to hide me by now. It's hard to hide the people involved. And I did not even put the owner of Coca-Cola in there. But anyways, it's important that names are revealed. Even Trump is in there, but Not too many times, like 3 times was already way too much, but I'm still trying to be nice and kind and gentle and pretty. But yeah, I can also be arrogant, I can also be rude, unkind, and then having an attitude. Because, let me tell you this. If you are somebody, you make a choice for the world, like me. You cannot just put on a facade or a theater. You have to be yourself. You have to truly be in emotions. You have to speak with emotion, okay? So if I talk about Coca-Cola, I'm not gonna laugh because I don't like it. If I would be in love with Coca-Cola or Coke or cocaina, I would definitely laugh with it. I would definitely think it's funny. I would definitely enjoy drinking it. But I am somebody who is against it. I have been against it. Of course, I have drank it because I had to, because somebody gave it to me, because, at my younger ages, I would drink rum with Coca-Cola. But since I know what's really in there, I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it because I don't want to be sick. I took so much work on myself. I put so much work in myself to get better, to heal, to be healthy, to have a straight-minded third eye. And this is already a lot of work to keep that up. Like to keep constantly being healthy. And it's not hard for me. Like once you're there, you're there. Once you are acting in that state, you are just being in that state, okay? It's not that hard. But if you are used to other things, if you are addicted or you were addicted, an alcoholic, it's like harder to get rid of the addiction. Or a loving relationship, when you were obsessed with something, you need some time to de-obsess. I don't know if that word exists, but you have to stop obsessing. Like you cannot just keep obsessing. But it is a great example. But a job is also a great example. For example, I used to work at restaurants from when I was 14 years old until when I was like 20? Around 20, yeah. Now I'm 27. So like for 7 years I haven't worked at restaurants and clubs and event centers. So because of that, I was used to it. Because I always had a dream. I'm going to own restaurants. I'm going to, not just be a host only. I'm going to host and manage and be the owner. That's always what my dream was. But then I got hit by a car and I broke my neck and both of my knees and my feet and my leg and my arms and my ribs and my neck and my spine and my head. So yeah, I broke head to toe, literally. So I could not do the work anymore. It was way too hard. It's way too painful. And exhausting, honestly. And because you have to, when you're obsessed with something, you have to stop all of a sudden. I felt like giving up on dreams. I felt like giving up on my only one big dream, the biggest dream I had. I have so many, but one of the biggest dreams I had was owning restaurants, like plenty. Now, today, it never left me, really. I thought I had to give up on it, but I remember it's always in me because it is my destiny. And now you know one of my other dreams as well. It is my destiny to host and manage multiple places. And because, you have to relearn living after unlearning something. For me, that was serving people, serving drinks, serving foods, being fully with my head with the guests. Okay, I was really serving them, not just beverages, not just a plate. Okay, I was really serving them a good time. I was their company. I was representing spaces and cultures and kitchens and people. I was a representative. And this gave me power, but also character. I learned how to be really having a good time with anybody on any table. And if they didn't have a good time, well, too bad. Too bad. Maybe the food was bad, maybe the drink was too pricey, but if you want something good, you're gonna pay for that because it's good. I was thinking about one time I put a pizza on somebody's legs, like it was one of my first restaurants. I was the youngest because I started when I was like 13, 14, but I was around 14. I was serving Italian kitchens, okay, so I was working with my sister there. What was the name of the restaurant? I have to find it back, but now I don't remember. Anyways, I started working there, and then my sister came after. But this restaurant, it was so tiny. Like it had a terrace outside, and it was inside. But it was not super big, but still around like 30, 40 tables, something like that. And it was like a really small kitchen. And the owner just came in and out. Like he opened it and he left. He left, came back and closed it. I learned at a very young age to really own a whole restaurant on my own as a host and a server and somebody who pays who gets the payment, who receives the payment. But I really mean to pay with the guests. And until closing time, he came back. So I was learning at a very young age to take care of a whole restaurant because there were no other servers or waitresses. It was just me because my sister really worked in the kitchen actually. And that story is so interesting to me because it is my memory. Not only, it is also a power I had at a very young age, and I really used it. I really used my powers well. I really tried to, at least. I always liked to be an example, a way shower, somebody who knows what they're talking about, somebody with a really great taste, somebody who knows like what they are serving. Meaning, if you serve good food, you enjoy giving the food. I'm thinking about the pizza again. Okay, so at this restaurant there was a terrace, right? But it was like a small hall outside, like a small street. And then there were a few tables on the terrace, but this guy ordered pizza. I think there were 4 people or something. And I dropped the pizza, like I was holding more plates and the pizza just flew on his legs. And it was so funny. We all just laughed. It was not that bad, but that vision I had, it stays in my imagination. It's never gonna leave me. And that's a perfect example of we humans make mistakes that leave a footprint, and it's not that bad. Really, it's not that bad. It is truly making your story just looking a little better. Not always worse. I mean, you know, he just got a new pizza. He just just get a new pizza. And I think that's beautiful, that you can just get something new. You know, maybe there was something really wrong with the pizza, or that person really had to remember me. Maybe there was bad energy in the pizza, and that way we all transmuted the energy. It could be like that. I'm not saying it did, but what I try to tell you is that whatever you are good at, you're going to use those gifts. I know you will. Whatever you are good at, you are going to use those gifts. Whether you are a speaker, whether you are an artist, whether you make drawings, whether you paint, whether you are a writer. Did I say that already? I'm not sure, but maybe you are a very good communicator and you love to make sales, or you love to introduce and connect with people and build a network. I'm just trying to explain a certain type of examples that I would love to use from you. And don't take this the wrong way. I had to re-examine, relearn to use the word using. Use the word using, yes, because using felt a little bad for me. Like, oh, I want to use this, use that. But no, you're using coffee. You're using sugar to put in the coffee. You're using milk too. So you use things for your benefit. I don't know if the sugar was made without savory, or if the milk was milked with gentleness, but you know, sometimes we still take it and we still use it without knowing how it's made or how it's used by others, because we can only use it how we want to use it. We can only use it how we think is good. Okay, and I think it's good. I think it's really good to use yourself for good, to have others benefiting you. Because if you have a gift, if you have a talent, you have a skill, and you're not really using it for something you stand behind or are proud of, isn't it time for something different? Isn't it time for something different? Because you want to use your talent. You could be a tattoo artist, and you could have really disturbing experiences. Maybe you had men being tattooed in intimate spaces and you were a little disgusted, or feet that really stank. So